Well, welcome in, my beautiful patients. And the reason why I call you my beautiful patients is because you are here at the mental chiropractor. You are here with the mental chiropractor. My name is Tesra, where I am here to help you realign your mind. So we are going to crack that mind because you know what? It's disjointed. It's out of place. And then you're wondering why you just can't seem to get your footing, why you just can't seem to get your life to go in the direction that you desire. So that's what we are here to do right here in the mental chiropractor. So you have just entered the office of the mental chiropractor, where my name is Tesra Bryant. And like I said before, I am here to help you realign your mind. So right now, this session is going to be dedicated to the melanated voices. And there is a difference between, for me, at this juncture, there is a difference between Black people and melanated people, because we are beginning to wake up. So for the people, and there are some melanated people who still use the term Black just for the ease of use, but full understanding that that is really just a factitious term. It does not have any grounds. It doesn't have any sort of support of it being a real thing, because it isn't. Black, white, yellow, brown, I think is what the color palette is for human beings, but none of that really has any veracity to it. Nothing of it is true. And so for melanated people, is for those people who are beginning to wake up. It's for those people who are beginning to realize that, you know what, the whole man-made construct of race, that's just what it is. It's a man-made construct. It is not natural, it is not scientific, and it's not spiritual. So therefore, it is not real. So for melanated people who are waking up to that fact, then you are realizing that you are actually not Black, that your manufacturer is not Crayola. So for all of my Christians out there who do subscribe to Black and the label and the boxes of Black, then you're also saying my manufacturer is Crayola, because that is the entity that creates these crayons called black, green, brown, yellow, so forth and so on. So for the melanated people out there, you are the ones who are waking up. You are the ones who are taking back your mind. And for you, I am appealing to you. What I am saying to you is, it is up to us melanated people to now take the charge, to now take the helm of switching and diverting this narrative, realigning this narrative back to its natural course. And our low melanated brothers and sisters, they're ready. They are ready, and I know that y'all are ready. Y'all have just been sitting idly by, well, maybe not so idly, but patiently by, and waiting for us to come into the power of our voices, waiting for us to come into the power of the awareness that there is no difference between us. Speaking of the low melanated and the melanated, there is no difference between us. The difference is the messaging, and how the messaging has controlled and molded and programmed the mindset. That is the only difference. And so now it's time for us to come together, and it's time for the melanated people to take charge, because that is where the power is. The power is for those people who once belonged to a group that was oppressed, once belonged to a group that was marginalized, once belonged to a group that was deeply programmed into thinking that they had to fight. They had to fight the power. They had to fight the white man. You know, you're and realizing, I want you to realize that they're still under the programming of the colonials. And so for the people who want to come at me in the comments, understand that melanated people is very predictable. It's predictive behavior, because you're still operating out of the default programming to where you want to be all up in your feelings, because that's where they have you live, is in your feelings, instead of you being able to objectively look at things and analyze things and assess things and apply critical thinking. You can't do that because you're so intertwined and wrapped up in your emotions and your feelings. So when you come at me and come at a lot of people who are now not talking or not on the same path as a popular belief, especially for the black people. Oh, y'all can't stand it when another melanated person starts to talk of something that goes against the popular belief. When you hear a melanated person who is a thought leader, y'all really cannot stand that. I know. You know, we get called all kind of things. We're lost, we're clueless, we're uneducated. That's funny. A whole bunch of things. We're whatever labels that y'all want to use that was given to you, actually, you know, it's called elephant thick skin. Is predictive. It's what we expect. We know it's coming. So therefore it's not penetrating because we know where you are operating from. You are operating from a low vibrational frequency, even if you call yourself a Christian or a Muslim or whatever, or black consciousness, but that is not even a thing. But we're going to do that in a different session. But even if you refer to yourselves as all of these things, just know that where you are vibrating is very low. It's a low frequency. So therefore, out of that low frequency, the only thing that can come out of that is the things that you speak of. So you're really just revealing your inner world and where you are vibrating. That's the only, you're really telling on yourself. You're not affecting anyone who is injecting a different thought and shifting the narrative and taking back control of the messaging with truth. You're just revealing where you are. And what our mission is, we're not here to judge. I am not here to judge anyone. You vibrate where you vibrate. Where you want to vibrate, that's where you vibrate. I'm not here to tell you if it's right or wrong, but I am here to tell you that it may be preventing you from living your best life or living on the trajectory of something that is rewarding, fulfilling. It feels good. It's peaceful. You're not at this unrest and always in this emotional tornado where you're just angry and you're just walking around feeling dejected. You're walking around feeling like, oh, they don't want me here, or this country is not for me, and all of this. So, I mean, if that's what you want, I'm not here to judge. That's what you want, that's what you're going to get. But if you want something different, then you're in the right place. And melanated people, the power is in our voices. Because once we take our voice back and then we start speaking out of sovereignty, do you know what kind of impact that has on this country? And this is the exact thing that the invisibles, that the oligarchies, those that are hiding behind the curtains, this is what the fear is. I just want to let you know, this is what the fear is. The fear is for that certain group of people to start waking up and to realize that they are a part of it all. And then start banding with their complementary brothers and sisters of the low melanin hue. This is their fear, y'all. Their fear is not, oh my goodness, they're getting angrier and angrier with black power and down with the white man and those evil devils. And y'all are not scaring them. Y'all not even doing anything to them. But sitting back and letting them, like, yep, it's still working. Yep, Bob, it's still working. And now y'all are doing all of the work for them, but y'all are not hurting them at all. Y'all are not making them tremble at all. Y'all are just allowing them to sit back while the plane flies itself. They no longer have to navigate it because you're doing the work. But when you start to say that we are all one, there is no othering. When you start to come together and band with the voices of your low melanated brothers and sisters, when they see that unity happening, that is what gets them nervous. Because now they know that we're working on a different frequency. We are working on a different vibration that is more powerful. It's just inherent. It's just inherent because it's a higher frequency. It's a frequency that is aligned with the all powerful. See, for the activists who want to vibrate off of that frequency of anger and that black indignation where you really think that you're giving it to them because you can read somebody or you can roll your neck or whatever it is, you got this cadence in your talking, whatever that is, you think that you're really doing something, but you don't realize that you're not. You're just digging the hole deeper because there is no solution at the level of the problem. There is no solution at the level of the problem. You have to rise above the problem in order for it to get to a true solution. And the solution eradicates the problem. So this is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for my unity warriors. I'm looking for the people who are ready to band together. I'm looking for the people who are ready to congeal our voices to a resounding voice. Because right now, we should have been, and I say this because I really don't, and here's where my weakness is that I don't know where to get the thing started. I don't know how to form or organize a march, right? Like community organizers and all of that. I don't have that background. But the young Ukrainian woman who was viciously and fatally attacked on the train in North Carolina, there should have been a unity march for her because they barely said her name. They barely and rarely said her name. But if we had taken to the streets, and not that it can't happen still, because it can, even if it's just 100 of us, just start somewhere. 25, it does not matter. We have to start somewhere. Right now, we need to be in Mississippi, boots on the ground marching. We need to get ahead of the narrative, ahead of the message before media, and they've already started, obviously. But we can also inject and disrupt that message with messaging of unity, because nobody, I don't care how high up you are, I don't care how much power you have or what type of billions upon billions you have, nobody escapes the human blueprint. Not one single solitary soul. We are all a part of the cosmic human blueprint. And so our voices needs to be pushed to the forefront of unity. Whenever there is something that's going down, whenever there is an injustice, that we're not going to stand for it anymore. You're no longer going to divide us anymore. Because in that division, in that gap is where you're dwelling and you're relishing and you have a very comfy, cushy life because we are on opposite sides just going at each other. Now, if both of those sides come together on one side and band together, what do you think is going to happen? That type of power, that type of aligned spiritual power, nothing else is a match for it. Nothing else is a match for it. So if we want to make this change, if we really want to have an impact, the impact is not fighting the darkness. The impact is not pitting darkness against darkness. That's what the activism does. The impact is being light. The impact is injecting more light. So you can have a warehouse that is full of darkness, and all you have to do is flicker one little match, and it penetrates that darkness. So there are a lot of voices out here. There are a lot of melanated voices out here. I see you, I hear you, but we would be so much more powerful if we combined our voices together and we started to lead the charge of unity together. because we are the ones who really and truly have the most impact and the most power. Think about it. We were the people that were targeted. We were the people that had such a heinous and atrocious background and history. And then if we take that and turn it around and say, yeah, that is what happened. Yeah, they had crafted these systems and these gaps for us to fall into, and these traps for us to fall into, but no more. And we're calling on our little melanated brothers and sisters and other melanated people from different countries and parts of the world, and we're going to come together, because that has been the fear all along, is us coming together. So the time is here. And for anybody who resonates with this, please go ahead and subscribe. Drop me something in the comments. Let's connect offline. Let's see what we can do. Because the one thing that Black people are very poor at doing is oh, we could talk a good game. We could talk until we're blue in the face. We just go round and round and round. But when it's time to take it off the paper and bring it to life, that is where most of the failure happens. But with the melanated people, it's time to be great executioners. It's time for us to do high-level execution alongside our little melanated brothers and sisters and anyone else who wants to join us. It is closed off to no one, not even to the invisibles behind the curtains. It's closed off to no one. So until then, I will see you on the next video. And until our next session, make sure you subscribe. And if so, put on your notifications so you know when next session is in or when office hours are open. And then also drop me a comment and let me know where you're vibrating, and I'll talk to you later.